Hey everybody, it's your man Type coming to you with another true spook story. Now, before we begin, I would like to ask that you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share me if you're thinking not robbery. Well, this story is going to take place in the Orlando. The fact that we're going to be talking about is called Riverside. It's off of Pine Street in the downtown Orlando area of Orlando. To be more specific, it's Jung Young Parkway and Church Street. So Jung Young Parkway and Church Street. And it's a bunch of plexes, little scatter site project apartments, 3 to 4 at a time. I'll insert a couple pictures up here so you can see what I'm talking about. Well, so this story is gonna involve myself, Type. And I'm not proud of what I did, but as all young black men growing up in the hood, it's considered a rite of passage, damn near, to support your family by getting into the drug game as best as you can. From what I hear, Jay-Z done it. Just about everybody done. Jim Jones, just about everybody, young black man that took a penitentiary chance at selling a little crack, little dope, little whatever, to make ends meet, to get their first car, first pair of shoes, first, to take their little chick out on a date. And I'm not ashamed to say that I was a part of that statistic. It is what it is, but I'm a real nigga at the end of the day. But let's get back to the true spook story. So this story is gonna be talking about what we coined the killing field. Now, I'm gonna give you a description of the killing field. Again, the killing field is between Pine Street and Church Street. Between Pine Street and Church Street with an additional road that I can't remember the name. Let me give you a walkthrough description. So if I was to turn off of Church Street, coming from Jung Young, I would go under the overpass. The first street I come to, I would make a left. Once I made that left, I would make another left. And that left right there, it goes into a horseshoe and it'll loop you around to Pine Street. Now, in between that horseshoe, where that road, the second left you would take, you would see a big vacant field right across there. And across that vacant field, it just was a field about half the length, I'm gonna say about 30 yards of a football field. And in between those two rows, there were 30 yards of a football field. Then there was like some duplexes, and out there was the road Pine Street. Now keep in mind the duplexes when I'm telling you this. So we're back to the killing field. So inside this killing field, what we called it, there was everything can happen. Debauchery, everything debauchery you could think of. The jugs and the crackheads and the hot boys, hot girls, they would come back there, and the dudes would have a little rockhead suck on their penises, and then the little, the bombs and the little strung out people, they would put up a sheet over a little makeshift fence, and they'll go in there and they'll fuck, and we'll just be sitting on the back of the cars laughing and be like, oh, Dirty got him some, Dirty done got some dirty pussy. We'll be saying all kind of shit like that, just having fun, doing a little silly shit. It was a good time, fuck it. Now, every night, the killing field is empty. Every night, come 2 day in the morning, that's 2 a.m. for the northern folk. So every night come 2 day in the morning, nobody goes in the killing field. It is a rule. Nobody walks through the killing field. You either gonna ride your bike around the horseshoe or you're gonna walk your ass all the way around. It was just an unwritten rule. Nobody walks across the killing field from 2:30 in the morning to 5 in the morning. Nobody walks up out there. So cool. So keep in mind, I want y'all to keep that shit in mind. What I just said. Nobody walks across the killing field during that time. So I don't know what happened. I had just read up on a bomb. And I'm like, okay, nigga, I'm read up. I gotta get off this. I gotta get off this dope. I say, so shit, I'm gonna pull an all-nighter. So I went out there and got me about 2 5-hour energies and a fifth of Naughty Head. That's gin. So I said, okay, I'm finna rock this bit. So back then our cell phone wasn't all high tech like it is now. So a nigga I had a little Game Boy Kick or some shit playing Yu-Gi-Oh card game. I was just gonna ride that bitch out all night and, get off this dope. I had my pistols and shit. So I was okay. So I'm sitting out there, everybody done blazed and went home. Now I know not to go in the killing field, so I had a 84 Buick LeSabre that my granddaddy had left me. So I'm sitting I done parked it, I'm sitting on the back of it, chilling, smoking my blunts, drinking my 5-hour energy, my little soda, my little Naughty Head. Jude was coming up there, I'm making all the money, I'm serving. I'm thinking, okay, this is gonna be a daily thing for me. I might just come out here at nighttime, sleep all day, come out here at nighttime and get off this work, because everybody else gone and the Jude still fiending, so let's ride. So I'm thinking this shit. Damn, that scared me. So I'm sitting up here, and so the night going good. I'm making money. I mean, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to take 2 days to sell off this bomb, but I done cleaned this bitch. I'm down to like my last $20 worth of dope. So I'm like, okay, shit. I say I'll go ahead and give it the term. If a Jew come up short, I'll go ahead and, give it to him. As long as it's 8, you're straight, 9, you're fine, 10, you're in. That's $8. Don't sell a dime less than 8, you're getting your food. And, but don't miss out on no money. But try to get the 10. So I said, okay, cool. So I got my last two little dimes. I'm saying, okay, yeah, bitch, I done made it. So I'm sitting up there. So it was this dope fiend by the name of Mary. But they didn't call her Mary. They called the lady M because she always wore like a red wig. Not the red color red, but like, when the people, they call them red heads. She always had on one of them cheap ass red color wigs, and she come up there and she like she fiending, she making all these sporadic ass movements, twisting her lips up and all that stuff. Talking about look at my ass, and so, all right, whatever, girl, what the fuck, Sometimes you have to pull your pistol out on the little Jews and say, get the fuck out of here. What, you trying to rob me? You trying to set me up, distract me so a bitch could come knock me in the head, so you'll have to be rude to him. So on this night, I wasn't rude to Mary. I just was like, okay then, what's going on, Mary? Because, I got 2 dimes and I got my shit on me. Ain't nobody finna fuck with me. I'm finna roll. She was like, tight boy, you crazy to be sitting out here by yourself, man. These niggas out here running, they jump in. Tight boy, you crazy. But I be watching your back. I be up the road. I be making sure nobody come fuck with you. Because if I see any car look suspicious, I'm going to run my ass back here, tight. I'm going to look out for you, tight. Tight, you always good to me. You got any shake? I said, I ain't really got no shake. I said, I got 2 left. I say, how about you going over there and get one of your people to come buy this bitch? I say, I'll give them both to you for 15. Go ahead and bring me my money. Tight, you see her, tight? Okay, go watch this bitch. I'm finna sell that bitch for you. I'll be right back with somebody. You just hold on, baby. I got you. You always, and you look so good. I say, all right, Mary, do your thing, sweetie. So Mary take off. Mary go over there. So now, Mary was the lookout for everybody. Now, all the dope boys, they would give Mary free dope because if the police rolled up, Mary would flank them. She'll run out. When she seen the police, undercover car, she just knew how to spot them. She'll run out there and she'll like act like the car hit her, or she'll fall in the street and be like, making noise, so we'll know, okay, cops coming, throw your shit up, put your shit up, hide your shit, bury your shit, do whatever. So we all took care of Mary. So Mary left, and I ain't have nobody watching out at the road for me. So now I'm a little spooked out and shit. But so I put my hand on my little 38 snub nose 5-shot, chrome with a bone handle. I think I had broke into some dude's house in downtown Orlando and stole the bitch when I was hot boy. But yeah, so I put my hand on the bitch and I'm like, cool, ain't nobody come up here. I thump their ass and get in the car and float. But I was saying I'm gonna go in their pocket. I say, if they come try to rob me, I'm making a joke to myself. If bitch, they come try to rob me, I bet I rob they motherfucking ass. I said, I'm gonna put a bullet in their ass and then go in their pocket. And if they got under $200 in they shit, I'm gonna shoot them again. I mean, we were savage kids back then. So Mary done left. Mary done went out there looking for somebody to get out to buy the last 2 rocks from me at a discounted price. It took Mary about, so now this is around about 2:30 in the morning. So Mary done left. It took Mary about an hour to come back, so now it's around about 3:30 in the morning. So all while I'm waiting on Mary to come back, I start hearing strange noises. And let me tell you people, the noises I was hearing, they wasn't normal noises. When you think about a sound, think of a dinosaur, like a pterodactyl dinosaur, mixed with a panther screaming with rushing water like a waterfall. So it's like all at the same time. I can't make this shit up and I can't fucking fix my vocal cords to do it. But when I heard the sound, that was all 3 of those things together. So I'm looking around and I'm like, man, this shit getting spooky. I'm like, nigga, you just spooky now. Go on, get off this dope, nigga. Be a man about this shit. You got some heat. And I hit my little liquid courage, my little 5th of gin, my naughty head. So I'm sitting up there and all of a sudden, all the noise got quiet. Everything was bone buck ass quiet, y'all. I mean, I could hear a pin drop from Tallahassee if I fucking turned my ear that way. I heard no sound nowhere, not even my footsteps. Not even when I got off the car, the back of the car would lift up and you could hear the sprockets in the spring. I ain't hear none of that shit. So I'm like, damn, am I going deaf? I'm touching my ears like, what's going on? So all of a sudden I look across the field. Now keep in mind, everybody know you do not walk across the killing field between 2:30 at night and 5 in the morning. This is taboo shit, off limit. So I'm sitting up there and I get off the car because I'm checking my ear. I say, let me go put these 2 rocks down in case the police come up. They see this shit in my hand or catch me throwing it, I'm fucked. So I say, let me go over here. I'm finna go put the shit up under the little stoop by the porch. As I get up and I walk over there and I drop the rocks and stuff over there and I go sit back on the car. I look in the killing field and I see this 6'4", well-built man, bald head, don't even look like he wearing on clothes because it's just a shadow. And I see this dude walking across the killing field. So I'm like, okay, I say this dude done lost his mind. He going across the killing field. So I'm laughing like, man, your ass better get out the killing field. They say something wrong with that bitch is haunted. But the cat that's coming my way, the little black figure coming my way, they never say nothing. They just walking. Now keep in mind the killing field ain't nothing but 30 yards tops from where I was sitting to where the road was. And there was street lights, people. There was one little dim light that shines over the killing field. So I'm like, hey man, get your ass up out of there. I said, you all right? What's up? What's up? You need something? I got 2 left, bitch. I ain't getting no response. So naturally, I just get off the back of the car, put my hand on that thing, and I'm sitting up there and I take a swig of that courage again. And I'm like, this nigga still walking at a fast pace too. I mean, he walking fast. So I don't know, was I too drunk or too motherfucking high? And I'm just being G with you now. I wasn't always a good dude. And I'm seeing dude walking. He just had a very steady walk, a nice stride. And I get out the car and I'm looking at him and he's walking to me, but in my mind, he's coming to me. But he is not, but in reality, he wasn't moving. He was just walking in motion. At a steady pace. He just walking in motion. And I'm like, damn, this nigga finna get me. And I say, and this bitch naked, cause when he, so now, as I say, okay, well, I'm out of this bitch. I say, I'm done. I say, I don't need this shit. You got crazy niggas running around here naked in the hood in the killing field. I ain't never been out this late. So as I'm sitting up there about to, get in my car, crank up and go, I was saying, damn, I gotta back up and pass by the little entrance to the killing field. Never know this cat got something in his hand. Motherfucker may bust my window out. So before I got in my car, I was like, hey. So I pull up my heat. I say, nigga, you need to say something. You need to express your name. I'm gonna put the bullet in your ass. So I aim a little 38 at him. And I say, fuck, nigga, I got this fire. So I let one go in the air. Pop! No flinch, no nothing. Nobody came outside, nothing. And he's still doing that same little walk. That's how it sounded. But again, in my mind, he's walking towards me. But in reality, he's not moving. He's just in one place like a CGI game, computer generated game thing. CGI. And so I said, okay, let me go ahead and put an end to this shit. So I aimed the gun at him. And I said, okay. I said, nigga, if you don't say nothing, I'm gonna shoot you. Now he still got the same walk. And it's not getting to me that about 4-5 minutes done took place. This person's supposed to have been next to me, up on me, or past me. Because it's just 30 yards. So now I'm sitting up here like, okay, what should I do? So I aimed the gun. So I said, fuck it. I gotta back up, and he ain't saying nothing. So evidently he hostile. And I'm thinking it's a man, but keep in mind, this was a whole black shadow figure, butt naked as fuck. And so I let one go. Wow! I let one go at him. But I aimed it at his leg. And I'm a good motherfucking shot, y'all. And from 30 yards, I can knock a goddamn dragonfly off a motherfucking edge of a blade without nicking the knife. I'm good. I hit him. I know I shot at his thigh. And when I pulled the trigger, the bullet went in slow motion. And I could see the bitch fire the gun, circle. And I could see where I was aiming. And the bullet went straight for his thigh. And I know the bitch hit his thigh because it was in a direct sight. So after the bullet hit his thigh, he didn't flinch, he didn't move, he just kept walking. So I say, this some crazy shit here, something wrong. So I hop in the car, I fuck this shit. I left the dope, everything. Hop in the car, boom, crank it up. The car wouldn't work. The car wouldn't crank. So I say, oh man, this some fuck shit here. So I hop out the car with the gun and I'm looking at him. So now, instead of him being about 30 yards away, that shit had got reduced to about 20 yards away. So I say, he closer. So I said, oh, fuck. So, I ran out there and I'm looking around. I'm like, hey, Mary. Mary. I'm calling for Mary because, Mary, nigga, I need you to be the watch out for her. So I'm calling for Mary. I don't hear no Mary. I don't hear no Keithan. I don't hear no Jonathan. I don't hear nobody, none of the Jews that was around that bit. So I'm like, okay then, so this is just a me thing. So I pointed the gun at him again. So I fired 2 shots at his gut. I said, well, I probably missed with the lead. Let me go ahead and drop his ass. Bah, bah. Hit 2 shots at him. Motherfucker ain't moving. Motherfucker ain't flinching, drop. So I said, okay, this shit ain't happening, dog. I say, this is a zombie. Now I'm freaking. Now I'm like, this a ghost. This a spirit. Something wrong. So now, as I said, I start backing up. After I done let out about 3-4 shots. Keep in mind, I only got 5 shots in the gun. So I got 1 shot left. And I done aimed 3 at his ass and 1 in the air. So I got 1 in the chamber. So I say, all right, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Fuck the little rocks and shit. I'll come back, get him another day. So as I start backing up, I noticed he was getting closer. But when I didn't move, his feet was just like he kept walking towards me like. shit, this ain't no human. This a spirit. And I said, oh man, this bitch, I said, did I, and I'm thinking, did I die? Did I get shot and the devil coming to get me? I'm spazzing the fuck out like, but I'm here, I'm standing up. I swear it was like an episode of the movie Ghost with Whoopi Gold. They coming to collect me, man. I say, somebody let some fuck nigga sneak up on me and put one in my head. How the fuck? And I'm thinking, it probably when Mary happened, she distracted me. I say, fuck. So I said, fuck it, I ain't going to hell. So I said, I'm finna run from this motherfucker, right, y'all? I said, I'm finna get it. This bitch ain't finna get me. So I turned around and I got the gun and I put the gun in my pocket and I just ran, right? I left my car, left the door, and I'm running. As I'm running and I look behind, now the shadow figure is running fast paced. So now I'm running faster. The shadow figure running faster. And I'm running up Pine Street, headed towards Old Winter Garden Road. And the fastest I run, the fastest he run. But I noticed the shadow figure never caught up to me. It always stayed about 20 feet, 20 yards away from me, however you want to call it. I'm running and there's lights on the road. Like I'm looking back, like I'm noticed this shadow figure ain't got no facial feature. It's just a 6'4", well-built, muscular man, no stomach, this abs and shit. Think about that movie when Spawn stepped out the fire, shaped like that shit. So I'm like, the fuck? So I'm getting it. Okay, that's it. This a ghost. And I'm like hitting that bit. Bum, 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 bum. Bitch, you ain't gonna get me. I'm El Capitan. I'm floating. I'm running with all my life. And I look back and the street was long as fuck. And the ghost and the shadow man just constantly chasing the fuck out of me. But he not catching me. So I know, cause I'm like, man, I'm fast. I'm fast as fuck. I wasn't no fat boy at that time, nigga. I was ripped. I was in shape. Went to the gym every day. So I'm tapping, I'm running. So I'm breathing hard, I'm running. So I end up getting all the way to Old Winter Garden Road. Got all the way to Old Winter Garden Road. Now keep in mind, I stayed around selling dope about 2:30 in the morning. In my mind, all this shit took place in less than 10 minutes. But as I go up there and I run to John Young, I see the city bus coming. The city bus don't start coming till 5:30 in the morning. So I'm running, So I dash straight out in the middle of traffic, people going to work. I almost got run over by 2-3 cars. And I run up there and I get on the city bus, gun fall out, boom, on the city bus. I pick the bitch up, tell people don't worry about that though. Put it in my pocket, pay my fare. I sit down in the front of the bus next to the bus driver and I'm rocking and I'm looking and I look out the window and I see the shadow figure standing in the middle of the street, just looking at me on the city bus. It didn't have no eyes, but you know when a bitch looking at you. So a Hispanic lady, and she had the little Santeria beads on and shit. She started speaking Spanish and she was saying something like, this is some kind of morte, or I think she said the man of the morte, the shadow man of death, if I could translate it, but I don't speak Spanish. But I just know morte means like death. And she was like the shadow man of death. And she started laughing and she clutched her purse and she like, ooh, baby, da-da-da-da-da, started speaking Spanish. And she was pointing at me and she just say, shadow man of muerte. So I'm like, okay, cool. So whatever, lady, fuck that. You can speak that shit all you want. And I'm like, and so the fact that she seen it blew my mind. So then as we passing, you hear another little girl, she was on the bus with her mama. She say, look at that naked man standing in the middle of the road. He's stupid. Everything crazy happened over here. So now everybody laughing on the bus and everybody making fun because everybody seeing this naked ass shadow man standing up there. And he just standing there watching me on the bus. So I said, fuck this. So I'm breathing hard. So now I know I ain't crazy. So get on the bus, drive me down. I get off right up by Mercy Drive, and I walk up there to the Ponds Apartments where my sister live. I say, I'm finna take me go crash at my sister in the spot. I just go get my car tomorrow, take somebody to get my car tomorrow when daylight hit. So I'm at my sister's house. I wake up, my mama calling, "Where tight?" My grandma calling, "Where tight?" My brother and them calling, "Man, where that nigga at? That stupid ass boy trying to be a hot boy, trying to sell dope." So my sister was like, he in there on the couch. He in there on the couch sleep. So everybody come over to the house. They lift me off the couch. They checking me for gun holes and bullet holes and shit. Like, the fuck y'all doing trying to rob me? So I'm pushing them all. "Let me check you. Maybe you got shot. Maybe you need to go to the hospital." I say, "For fucking what? Nigga, I'm here." And they just like, "What?" I say, "Man, y'all get the fuck off me." So I say, "What's going on? Talk." It made the news that 3 to 5 people had got shot off Riverside in the killing field that night between the hours of 2:30 to 5:30 in the morning. Get this, people. This shit made news. At least 3 to 4 people had got shot in that field. Like it was a shootout. So they were like, "Well, nigga, you was over there. You didn't see nothing." I say, "No, man." I say, "Some motherfucking shadow dude came and chased me." I say, "I think the bitch was a jump out boy in all black. The bitch had on a tight ass suit." I say, "But the motherfucker tried to kill me, man. I shot about 4 shots at his ass. He ain't fall, so he must been wearing some bulletproof shit, some new age military grade shit." So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, it's the police. It's the city cops, like, coming with new raid gear, and I outran their ass. So they were like, "No, man, no. I don't know what the fuck you was on. You probably was tripping on some dope or some shit. You probably was smoking your own dope. But, bruh, about 4 people dead over there." I say, "Well, I ain't kill them." They say, "We know you ain't kill them, pussy nigga." I say, "Fuck off." So this how our family talk to each other. This pussy nigga talk to me like that. Bitch, I do what I do. So they like, well, it was a drive-by that pulled up at 4:30 in the morning, and they just unloaded on everybody that was out there in the killing field. I say, "Wasn't nobody out there, nigga. It was just me." Now here goes some. Now that was just a backstory to that shit. Now here go the creepy shit. During the time the shooting happened, right? During the time these people got killed. Remember when I told you how Mary came up to me? And Mary was asking for the dope, and Mary said she went to get somebody to buy the dope. Okay, Mary was a lookout for the cops, and when I was calling for Mary, she didn't come. Mary was one of the victims that got shot in the drive-by. A couple other cats that was stationed around that bitch that I ain't know, they had got shot in the drive-by. The telltale person who was telling all the business was this fat dude with long dreadlocks, and he ain't fuck with nobody. But he had a little pirate radio station running out of his house. And he was like, it was a pirate radio station. And he was like, "Dog, I seen that motherfucking car pull up." And I say, "And they ripped that bitch." And I'm like, "What you mean?" They say it was a white Chevy, my nigga. Say a white Chevy pulled up and thumped everybody in the bitch in the killing field. I said, "What?" And everybody was telling me. And they say they even got old crackhead ass Mary. Knowing Mary don't fuck with nobody. They got her. And you're like, "Man, that's fucked up. Mary dead." So I was like, dude, I was there. So I go back around there. At the time, Lloyd was living there. I say, "Lloyd," I say, "Man, your house right here, you ain't see shit. You got cameras, nothing." He like, "Nah, man, my dad ain't put the cameras up because Lloyd daddy owned the auto body shop right behind his house." "Nah, man, our little cameras ain't catch shit." So I'm like, fuck. So I'm trying to see people dead. I bust a shot and shoot them, and the white car just came up. I'm nervous as fuck. Now, bitch, I done committed a murder in my mind. I'm thinking. So the police officer get doing their detectives and shit. And the police concluded that all people were shot from an AK-47 machine gun. Multiple people witnessed a white Chevy Impala with black tinted windows driving off with white rims, the same color as the paint on the car, driving off the road and going up John Young, because that's when cameras was just in their infancy back then. and they like street light cameras, and they went up there and they said, and they caught the white Chevy just like the dude with the dread said. The white Chevy had lit the whole bitch up. Now, get this, people. I'm not saying I'm divinely protected, but I am. And I'm not saying that, okay, at that time God had a purpose for my life, because I was gooning like a motherfucker, selling dope, fucking hoes, robbing bitches. I was out there, y'all. But I think when the sound left my ear around by 3:30 that day, 3:30 in the daytime, when that first shadow figure appeared, I think that was spirit, the Baron, God, whoever you want to call it, putting me in a dimensional pocket to where none of that shit can touch me. And I'm sitting up there in that dimensional pocket, having my own experience, going crazy, getting chased away from this bitch from some shadow demon motherfucker, while all of that killing was going on. I say spirit removed me from that situation. When I tell you I love my Baron people, it couldn't be nobody but the Baron with me while I was out there hot boying. He scared me enough to get me off the block. Or he did what he did to comfort me, because he knew that shooting was gonna happen. He knew some shit was coming, and I would have been a dead mofo back there trying to sell some dope, trying to get off these last little 2 down rocks. People, it's in the news, look it up. 4 people shot and killed on that night. Riverside, downtown Orlando. I couldn't hear nothing. Right after I got through talking to Mary, I ain't hear nothing. And she said she going to get somebody. After that, the sound left, and I'm shooting. I done fired 1 shot in the air, 3 shots at the little shadow demon thing, and it ain't fall, it ain't do nothing, and it still chased my ass up out of there. When the smoke cleared the next day, police were taping that bitch off. A white Chevy Impala, black tinted windows, white rims, came through and did a drive-by and lit that bitch up, lit the killing field up. I can't make this shit up, people. Nah, I told y'all, it is street law when you go over there. Nobody go in the killing field between 2:30 in the morning and 5:00 in the morning. So why was these 5 people inside the killing field? This is my question. Who was the car that came and done it? Because the police ain't never catch nobody. And is the car related to the killing field? If you in there, do the killing fields tell that white ghost car, somebody in the killing field come kill him to kill him? Because we never knew why they called it the killing field. The name was called killing field prior to the people being killed in there. Everybody just knew that was the killing field. So what happened on that land that make it so spooked out that the neighbors that lived there for 20, 15 years won't step foot in the killing field during that time? That's a haunted spot, y'all. Nah, I don't know if this story was creepy, scary, or funny, but I'm telling you, your man Tyke is here today, right here and now, talking to you flesh and blood, because I feel in my heart that my Baron, Spirit of Source, put a shield of protection around me, and I think in my heart that I was in the middle of that shit while those bullets was flying, and none of those bullets hit me. And I was imagining that I was doing all this shit, and the Baron, Spirit Source, shielded me while this shit was going down, because I wasn't supposed to be there no way. My life was not supposed to end right there, because they had a purpose for me. And I'm going to leave it right there, people. So when your time come, your time going to come. If you got a purpose in your life, Spirit going to protect you. So I'm telling y'all mofos right now, figure out your fucking purpose and start walking in it, so Spirit can have a little leeway and protection on your ass while you're doing it. I'm tight. Signing off on this motherfucker. That story just gave me a bad memory, y'all. Y'all take care. God bless. Be safe. Have a good one.